Hey guys, welcome to the episode 2. In today's episode, we will talk about how to set up your entities and customers. You can find customers in the device setup menu on the left. On the top right, you will see a plus button which is for adding a new customer. Once you click on this, it will open a box wherein you can specify the name to your customer. For example, I will use it as IoT83. Under this, you can specify the email of the user who would own this customer. We will just enter my email here for the demo. Below this you have an option to add any addresses to where this customer is headquartered in. Then you will select the 3D scenes from the drop-down for your customer view. Here you have options like building view, terrain view or city view. You can select one of these and can click on save. Your customer would be ready to plug and play with. Once we are done with this, we'll see that IoT83 is now created as a customer. In this row, you can also see the number of devices group and tags of devices that are attached to that very customer. You can also perform some actions like manage geographical hierarchy, manage organizational hierarchy, edit and delete the customer you created. Before we move on to create the geographical or organizational hierarchy for our customer, we need to create entities to attach in it. For this, we'll move to our next submenu, which is the entities. When you open this page, you'll see a page with the existing entities that any user had already created. To add a new entity, click on the plus button on the top right corner. This will open a page which has options to add geographical, organizational, and device. For this example, if I select geographical and add the name as country, select the node color of your choice and hit save. This will create an entity which would be now available in the customer's geographical view. If I go to customers again and select the geographical hierarchy. If you right-click on the customer under the hierarchy schema, you can see country as a child entity in the drop-down. Using this, you can create your hierarchy on the right side, which shows the real name of the customer. Now that we selected our child entity, we'll be able to add the level 1. For example, I'll mention United States, then click on Add, which will add a new level. We also have an option to add multiple nodes at each level. For a demo, we'll add India as well. Now again, if I go to Entities submenu to add further drill down to our hierarchy, we can click on Add, select geographical mention state or anything you want, choose a color and hit save. Again, if we look at this, we can see this as a child entity in the customer's submenu, and if you edit manage hierarchies, you'll see you have two options, country and states, that we just created. If I select country in schema and add United States as well as India. Further, under the schema, if I want to an option to configure devices, we can click on the toggle button at the state or any level for a matter of fact. On the right side, that is manage hierarchy. I'll mention the state, for example, Virginia, and the state under India as Delhi. I want to mention again that you can add as many states as you want, just as we added California. You can right-click at the level where you set the configure devices option and select the devices which you have created for each device type. Like we selected the source connector device under California. Once you are done, you can hit save hierarchy, and it would be ready for you and other users to view. Now, let's learn how to create an organizational hierarchy. Once again, we'll have to first go to the Entities submenu and click on Add a new entity and select Organizational from the options. Under this, add the name, say Regional Office, and select the color of choice, hit Save. While we are doing this, I'll add one more entity, which is Sectional Office. Now that we have two child entities for organizational schema available. To look at this, we must go to Customers and click on Manage Organizational Hierarchy. We'll have the same look and feel for this page just as the geographical view. You can right-click on the schema to select both the levels of child entities. Also, don't forget to select the level where you want to add if the device is configurable or not. For this example, I'll configure the devices to level 1 rather than 2. On the Manage hierarchy, I'll add a regional office in Fairfax and one more office as Milpitas. Now we need a sectional office under Fairfax, We can add that here, and the same goes for the other regional office as well. Please remember these are just examples and you can name this based on your company. As we defined in the schema, we can configure devices on the regional office level. We can configure devices for that level, and it is not a mandate to select device for each node. You can leave it blank as well. If you see, we did not configure the devices at sectional office level, so you can just see option the image which you would like to be shown for this node. That's the end to today's episode. Thanks for joining us for this session on how to set up your entities and customers. I hope you enjoyed it.